WuWa got nothing but Gunner bait. WuWa is not even that good. WuWa's lore sucks. Whoa, chill out there, bro. I saw a lot of people are hating on Wuthering Waves lore lately for some reason. Like, are you even playing the same game? So the topic for today's video will be a little bit different because Wuthering Waves 2.4 second half just delivered another banger story. And all I could say, you should play this quest by yourself. But if you're not into it, I'll quick recap the 1.5 hour story into a few minute story just for you. And another thing, I put some redeem code in the comment section. And if that's not enough, I put some more in some part of the video, so make sure you don't miss it. And now let's get straight into the video. So the second part of this quest started when we met Lupa and Arsinosa in the city. We're here because we want to ask the Arsinosa about Cartithia, but instead of getting the answer, we got something different. We heard some strange sounds coming from the Veil of Glory, the last resting place of the past heroes. As we decided to go to that place, we realized the real world and the anomaly were overlapping even more frequently the closer we got. And we believe that Veil of Glory was the key to all of these events. After we got there, Rover realized there was something strange behind a particular wall which had a pattern that somehow looked like Yuno's weapon. With Arsinosa's help, we finally managed to open the secret passage that led us to this space-like place. And I think all of us saw it. This place definitely gave Yuno's vibes. I don't know how, but the blue and gold just gave it away. And for some reason, after we got here, Lupa started to lose control and destroy the orb, which then released a dark tides that turned Lupa into Mia, or should I say the Threnodian form of Mia. Here we learned that the Threnodian not only stole the knowledge but also stole the Sentinel's access. With full responsibility, we were forced to separate Mia's from Lupa's body. Since we didn't really have much time to explain what happened, we trusted Lupa and asked her to do her job as the protagonist of this story. Here we got to see how the story starts and how it goes from different POVs, from Lupa's, from Cartithia's, even Prolova's. After all the dreams, Lupa woke up on another page of the story. This time, she remembered what's happening and realized everything that happened back then was just an overlapping story created by Cristoforo. After we gained all the information and recovered the missing memories, Lupa remembered she once went to the same place with Cartithia to find the Threnodian's true form, which is located in the lower city's waters. What's interesting to me about this lore is how Kuro decided to make Lupa as the real MC, at least in this arc. It's not always the rover who has to solve the problem. Other characters are just as important and can make story more interesting in their own way and more relevant to the plot building. And after we managed to get into the secret underwater place, we saw a scene showing a past event where Cristoforo had a conversation with Julia, the head of Silva House. As bad as we learned she was from the previous story, it turned out that all she did was not for a personal benefit, but for Septimon. Well, at least that's what she thought, because without knowing the motives behind Cristoforo's request, she just did it anyway. And here we learned that the request was actually to retrieve Mia's body from the sea to make it as the core unit of his evil plan. Turns out, Mia did not vanish like the story being spread around Septimon. She decided to end her own life by stabbing herself and throwing herself into the ocean. We also learned out why her body remained intact even after decades passed. It's because she was the Threnodian's resonator, and the power is still there. Cristoforo's plan all along was to use Mia's deceased body as a vessel for the Threnodians and waiting for the right moment to redo what failed in the past. And the reason Lupa is often seen overlapping with Mia is because he's trying to fully take Lupa's role, replacing her with the Threnodian and beginning to corrupt the beacon system from Septimon's central hub. In this conversation scene, we could somehow see while Cristoforo is explaining all the plans to Prolova, she seems kinda sad. I don't know, but Kuro is good at making facial expression for the characters, so for Prolova making that kind of face must not be a coincidence. Moreover, we saw a little bit of her scene in the trailer, showing how she lost people around her, and that must be related to the future plot. I don't know. And on to the last part of the investigation, we got to see a rather heartbreaking scene where it was revealed that for a moment the real Mia was still there. The battle she fought all this time was not even hers. The Threnodian only needed her as a tool to become the champion and receive the blessing from the lioness. That was the only thing it needed from her to enter the central hub. When Lupa finally reached the monster's place, we get to see moments from other characters. The way they made it like a screen playing the past memories just gave me a goosebump. This scene led us to the final boss moment, where Lupa fights the Threnodian form of Mia, which is just a cooler version of the morning eggs. At the end, we got this beautiful cutscene showing Lupa fighting Mia in the arena, not as human versus Threnodian, but as warriors who take pride in their battle. We could see how Lupa seemed to enjoy the fight, and so did Mia. In the end, one last thrust pierced Mia and ended her suffering. At the same time, Rover also managed to defeat the Threnodian on the last page of the story. And on Cartithia's end, she managed to find the culprit behind all this event, Cristoforo, who somehow brought back Scar into the story. I know some of you were screaming when you finally saw Scar again, and from here, we somehow knew he is a stronger character in the lore. He managed to block Cartithia's attack using his card. Yeah, it's him. It's not the masked man, but the long gone magician. After all the fighting and madness, we see Lupa coming out of the book, while Rover and Cartithia were already there. This meeting is not just another crafted story, but a real one. Right after their short and sweet reunion, they exchanged information about what happened and what they knew. Cartithia told us to return to the central hub once again, as there was something Rover needed to know, which is some information that Sentinels left for us. This also seems like a hint about where Rover will go in the next story quest. And to the end of the story, the three of us went to the Veil of Glory to pay Mia a final tribute. And with that, the second part of 2.4 story quest is finished. The whole plot of Septimon's arc far from finished, I guess, as we still got this hint. We haven't seen the cutscene for this. I saw many people are confused, like, did I miss the cutscene because I haven't seen this part of the story? Yeah, it's not there. And I think it will be part of Prolova's quest in version 2.5 patch. For now, I hope this video helps you to understand what actually happened in 2.4 story quest, even just a little bit. I hope that interesting to you. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.